Hey, welcome to the virtual Campground Live.
Way! Very good, John. Good job. Good job.
I remembered.
Yes.
So welcome. We are so glad you are here. Let us know if you can hear us. Do the same old thing in the chat. Tell us you're here. If you could hear us, where are you tonight? We'd love to hear from you. We see Larry and Theresa.
Jeremy and
Johnny Lightning.
And Belinda.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it Belinda?
I think it was Belinda.
Or Melinda?
It was Belinda.
Okay.
Sorry, it scrolled off.
So, yeah.
Belinda.
Belinda, right. You're right. You're always right. I should always know you're right.
Don't trust me.
So we're coming live to you from Fruita. I guess that's how you say it.
I think so.
Fruita, Colorado.
Yeah, we're a little outside of Palisade.
Home
Grand
Junction,
of
Palisade.
The amazing peaches.
That's right. Yes. So we came up here because we like peaches.
Pretty much. We've had the Palisade peaches other places, and it was
Yep.
like, oh my gosh, they're so good. And then, but we also got told this was a beautiful area. And so we're here at James Robb State Park,
Yep.
which is a huge state park. We just happen to be in the Fruita section of it. And it's beautiful. We can see out our front window. We can see some beautiful, colorful canyons.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to drive out tomorrow to see the Colorado Monument,
Yep.
which is basically more canyon. We might even go to Rattlesnake Arch, which kind of looks like the arches from Utah, but it's just one arch, I think. So maybe we'll go out there and get some good pictures. Thank you, Belinda. Belinda says she can hear us.
Oh, good.
Hi, Danny. Nice to see you. I am so happy you're safe.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, Danny had a little bit of a
story.
scare in Iowa. I know. Okay, so I learned a new word.
What's that?
Now I have to remember how to say it. Derecho.
Well, derecho. You're making that up.
Yeah, I know. I'm not making it up. And Johnny, you're correct. You would think by now he would know that. But derecho is it's a storm, which I've always heard of straight line winds and tornadoes. It kind of sounds like a derecho is kind of a combination. It's a really bad wind storm that can be up to a wide swath. It's like got to be at least 250 miles wide, and it can be up to 100 miles an hour. And Danny was in part of it in Iowa. Iowa got hit really hard, so our prayers go out to everybody that got hit in the Illinois and Iowa area, maybe even Indiana, I'm not sure.
The Midwest. Let's call it the
okay.
Midwest.
And then plus you have the tropical storms in Florida.
Yep.
We have a fire up here off of I-70.
We can see it out our window back behind us.
We can see the storm.
Huge
this fire. The smoke is the word I'm looking for.
We can't see the fire.
No, but the Holcombs posted a video. They drove right past it.
I think that was their Facebook account. If you all know the Holcombs, go find that video. It is incredible. Peter Holcomb. It is amazing video
Peter and
that
Kathy
he took
Holcomb.
as they drove down I-70 through almost through the fire itself. It was crazy.
Kathy mentioned how it got really hot inside the rig. Yeah. So crazy stuff. So Jeremy says it's a real thing. They had some in Tennessee, the derecho. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I practiced, but that doesn't.
We're not meteorologists, people.
No.
We're just RVers.
That's right. RVers. So anyway, our prayers go out to everybody that's been affected. So glad you're safe in here. I know that hurricane nobody can pronounce exactly. That's why I just called it a tropical storm and a hurricane. So one of the things we wanted to ask today in the comments and the chat, so if you're here live, please answer my question. This will be our question of the week, a new segment that we're going to start. Barry hadn't had time to work on a music for it. No. Hey, Brian. I want to ask a question, and if you guys would tell us the answer in the chat, and then if you're watching the replay later, if you would just add it to the comments, that'd be awesome. But my question for this week is, where do you get your RV news?
Besides
of course, Deborah's news, of course. But, where else do you go to keep abreast of or know what's going on in the RV world?
So that'd be Facebook groups, websites.
Yeah,
do you like websites?
I like websites.
Okay.
You like websites?
I like websites.
And sometimes you get emails from people that give you the news. So, I'm curious to see where folks are gathering some information besides your just normal CNN, those kind of news. Where are things that are a little more specific to the fact that you're an RVer?
Theresa says from Larry.
from Larry, and then the other Teresa says from us, of course. Thank you, Teresa's. Yes. So yeah, if there is a particular
news
source, I would like to hear about it.
For RV specific information?
Well, not RV, but stuff that because you're an RVer, you're more interested in. So,
all right, travel related or
RV.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes, there are other places in the virtual
Johnny,
campground, but not as fun for sure,
and not as concise because I keep it really brief. So, the other thing. Danny says she doesn't really search it out. She probably gets it from Harvest Host is pretty good about sending out some information.
Some good emails.
And I can't remember the other one. RV Travel, I think, is the other one that I think is pretty good.
Full-time RV living groups. Ken Pishna introduced me today to a new Facebook group that's full-time RVers that is huge. So
I just have a hard time with Facebook. It goes by so fast.
Yeah, it's not, from a news perspective, it's tough. I mean, unless you're going to sit on it all day long and just watch the feed go by.
Yeah.
A daily skim?
Daily skim. Oh, that is fun, though. Yeah. Daily skim is at least short. Hey, Jimmy. I know. Did you and Jimmy connect? Y'all were supposed to connect.
Oh, darn it. Hey, Jimmy, sorry about that, buddy. She forwarded that email to me, and I promptly forgot.
So he'll get to you. Yes, absolutely. RV Travel. Yes, Belinda, that's, I think, the one I was thinking about. So, and then the other thing I want to do, because, here at the virtual campground, we want to build community, right?
That's right.
And one of the things when you're a community and a family, you celebrate together.
Yes.
So, what does everybody have to celebrate? We want to give a shout out to you. So, if you have something to celebrate, please let us know. One that we know of this week is that Greg and Jen Kemper are now full-time RVers. So they're sold their house
too
yesterday.
Busy to be on tonight.
Yeah, they're not here right now, but they're going to watch it later. So we want to give them a big congratulations and shout out. Woohoo! Joanne's not on either, and she also, I think, has gone now full-time into her RV. So I know those two things, but if anybody else has anyone that anything that you want to celebrate, we want to give a shout out to you.
Anything is exciting, put it in the comments. Let us all share in your joy.
Yes. Oh, and the other thing to mention is, ooh, he gets excited. The other thing is we have some exciting news. We got interviewed.
Yes. Yeah. April and Ken Pishna from livingastoutlife.com interviewed us
for their podcast called Craft Beer and Adventures.
Yeah, and it was great. We had a great time. We sat around outside and just really shot the breeze, but talked about.
But she recorded it. Yeah, it sounded like we're just talking, but
it was very conversational.
Yes, and normally, there's Joanne.
There's Joanne.
Hi, there's
we just
Joanne.
Talked about
we just
you,
gave you a shout out, Joanne, for going full time. So we did have fun on the podcast. So I put the link in the show notes below, and you guys can. It is below.
That's very good. It's under the table.
and you can click on that and get to listen to us talk to the Pishnas about, not really about beer. We really didn't talk about beer. We did talk about adventures and RVing and what got us into the RV and other fun things.
Yeah. It was a wide-ranging discussion.
Good.
Joanne says yes, but not loving it yet.
No. Well, tell us, Joanne, how we can help you love it. If there's something we can do.
Yeah, if there's anything we can do to help.
Yeah, that's right. Whitney and Mark Ellis recently launched their Real Estate Academy, an everyday agent. So for real estate agents that I think is training, right, Jeremy?
Jeremy, put that URL link in the comments.
Absolutely.
And Integrated Natural Health, of course, had their launch.
We're going to learn a lot more about that here tonight, because that is exactly who we're going to talk to.
That's
Integrated Natural Health. Exactly.
In a pre-recorded interview, because this internet is tricky.
Yay, there's Mark. Hi. Congratulations. Yay.
Yeah, congratulations, Mark.
Yes. Okay.
And Whitney.
Whitney
did all the work, really.
Yeah, Mark doesn't do anything but take pictures. Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to get on with our peachy show? See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. It was cute. Sort of. Yeah. All right. Let's get on with the main course. But go ahead and put in the comments if you have a shout out. We'll give it to you after this next segment.
Yes, after this next segment. Well, the next thing I have on here, I really don't know why it's here.
That's right. So again, another big shout out. Do you know what tomorrow is? You don't, because you don't know what this picture is.
Yeah, no, I have no. Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yes.
Hump Day.
Now, do you remember this picture?
I do. It was, oh my God, is this our 2nd year anniversary?
It is. Tomorrow's our 2nd year anniversary. This was our first night at a Harvest Host, actually.
Wow.
Our first night in the RV full time.
Yes.
We happened to be in a Harvest Host. So our first official day was August 12th. So tomorrow will be our 2-year anniversary of being full timers.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Yay.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Our first one out, we went to a Harvest Host and stayed in, well, you see here, just on a road inside of a vineyard.
Pheasant Ridge
in
Winery in Lubbock.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
It was. Yeah. Our that's a hard word to say, Jeremy.
Nomadiversary.
Nomadiversary.
Easy for you to say.
No, not at all. But at any rate, Nomadiversary is tomorrow.
Charlie Grace is in the house.
Yay.
Hello, Charlie.
Joanne, it gets easier. I know when you have half your house still up in uproar and you're trying to fit everything in the RV, that can be kind of challenging, but we promise it gets better. The hardest thing is letting go of all that stuff, but really it starts feeling pretty good. And then you'll hit the road and it'll be wonderful.
Yep. Take it one thing at a time.
That's right. Boom, I crushed it. Thank you, Jeremy. All right.
All right. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Woo.
Please welcome Deborah for Deborah's News.
Hi. All right. In Deborah's News this time. Have you noticed lately, I think we have, that there have been a lot more signs up in Walmart saying no overnight parking? Yes, I have noticed that. And a study was held. Of course, there's always studies, right? There was a study, and they did show that Walmart is down from 78% of stores allowing overnight to 58%.
Wow.
So absolutely. Now, if you remember 2 weeks ago when I had news, I reported that Walmart was going to start doing drive-ins in about 160 of their stores. So Walmart parking might not be one of our first resorts for overnight parking.
But I also read an article that said that Walmart corporate is rethinking their no parking strategy.
Oh, well,
so I don't know, who knows where that's going to end up. But a lot of it's local ordinances that prevent Walmarts from allowing overnight.
Some of it is local ordinances. Some of it is bad behavior.
Yeah.
And so, and then going to the next story, speaking of bad behavior, Oregon, actually, some of their BLM land, they are shutting it down because of bad behavior. And bad behavior being people are leaving their spots not better than they arrived. So, I remember my old Girl Scout training in that you should leave a place better than when you found it. And absolutely, and I know everybody on our show would never do this.
Never.
And, but there are so many more people RVing now, and they are not taking care of Mother Earth.
Yeah.
So just a reminder for everybody. Like I said, Oregon BLM land in the areas near Yellowstone and Grand Tetons, people are trashing it, and they're especially in the boondocking areas, so they're causing some of the closures. So be nice out there.
Yes.
The other thing, Oregon actually has also started, and I hope this isn't a trend, but they are going to be doing a surcharge for any non-residents of Oregon for campgrounds. Yeah. Again, to try to encourage people.
Do that,
right? But to encourage people to not go far from home, I think is their point.
Yeah, and if you're going to travel to another state, they want you to make sure that you want to be there and take care of their property when you're there. They like when we were boondocking recently with the Pistons, April made a point of going around and picking up trash and anything that she could find. That was the right thing to do.
Yep. So absolutely, if you see it, pick it up. I mean, I realize you didn't drop it, but maybe that'll help us all down the road.
Right. Exactly.
The other thing, just being careful that apparently, and again, I'm sure this has a lot to do with the fact that there is so many more people wanting to RV, because they know all the cool kids do, right, guys? So they're wanting to do the RVing, and there have been a lot more scams now out on the internet for RVers. The RVs are kind of in short supply right now, so demand is up, and people are selling them online, taking your money, and then there's not an RV to pick up. Yep. So again, I know everybody here already has an RV, but just to help other people, keep an eye out and watch out for scams.
Yep. Mom's
in the house. Hey, Mom. Okay. So, and then the last story, I think this is my last story, is I just thought this was interesting. I wanted to share it with everybody. Volkswagen is coming out with a new series that's great for weekend excursions. So this is a van that, as you can see, has a bed, but then wait, there's more. Like a slinky, you can pull out this tent-like thing, so you have a living room. So the bed is sort of in the van,
Yep.
and then this can be your extended area of
That's
living.
pretty cool.
It's kind of fun.
And look how happy they look.
Oh, they're so happy.
Yeah,
Of course, they are drawn
put
on
the
there.
kayaks in the lake, and then now they're finished with that, and they're sitting out by looking at the lake. And
so nice.
So nice.
That's why we all live in an RV, because of that kind of picture.
That's right, exactly. Instagrammable.
Yes.
No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And is this a concept, or is this something they're actually doing?
No, they're coming out with it soon.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right.
So there you go. That's the news for today.
Good job. That was peachy news.
Peachy keen. Yeah, like a truck tent. I know,
Yeah.
Johnny. It's kind of interesting. Any rate, so shall we go on to our topic of the day?
I think we should. So we had an interview with Theresa Macy from Integrated Natural Health, and she is doing some really cool stuff with her business.
Mm-hmm.
She was heading in a direction, things changed, so she was going in a different direction, and has collaborated with quite a few really high quality business partners. And so we thought it was a cool story, so we wanted to have her on to talk about it.
That's right. So Theresa and Larry Macy, and they have a puppy dog named Siva. We met them a couple years ago at the RV Entrepreneur Summit, and in Lake Guntersville, right?
Yep.
That was our first time to meet them. Was 2 years ago. 2 years? No, a year ago.
So.
A year ago, a little over a year ago. So anyway, so you'll hear about the RV Entrepreneur Summit in the interview, so we want to make sure you knew what that was. You want to explain what that is?
Sure. RV Entrepreneur Summit, Heath and Alyssa, who are going to be our guests next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are some type A personality go-getters, and they've created a couple of businesses, but one of them was this summit where they recognized that there was a need to build a community around people that were trying to live and work from the road. And so they started the summit. We went to the first one we went to, which was their second one, was in Hill Country of Texas. And then we went to the two after that as well.
Because they're fellow Texans.
Yeah, that's right. They're from the Austin and Denton area. And so, so it's just a like-minded people getting together to talk business strategy, business techniques, and fun stuff like that. It is a blast. We had a great time, met some really super people that we still hanging out with today.
Absolutely.
Including Theresa and Larry Macy.
Right. So
and their dog, Siva.
And we met them last year. And if you go to the website, there's even an Inside the Rig on Theresa and Larry, because we did a story on them because we love them so much. And so we got together again this last March for RVE, but unfortunately that was right about when COVID started. So you'll hear a little bit of us talking about that and how it affected us all while we were at the summit. This was right when COVID sort of hit the news. People weren't sure what was going on. We all ended up staying
northern Alabama.
Yeah,
so
we were all staying there
remote.
Because we weren't sure. Other campgrounds were starting to close. You were being told to distance, but this was before masks. So, very early in the COVID time. So, but anyway, we had a lot of opportunity to talk to each other, and that's what you're going to hear a lot about. And I think in particular, we were really interested in this story because Theresa, like you said, I think one of Theresa's strengths is really finding the strengths of other people, bringing them out. And so she did such a great job of really connecting with people and finding out how they could work better together. And so for her, collaboration might be like when Danny's helping her learn something, or again, relying on other people's strengths. So you're going to hear a little bit about that in the interview. And a lot about what Theresa's been doing. And then we want you guys to definitely add your comments and ask questions in the chat, because Theresa and Larry and Jeremy, who's involved, you'll hear about.
And maybe Siva, we don't know. Siva maybe.
They're all on. And so they can answer your questions. So absolutely ask questions during the interview. We did pre-record it because the internet was a little.
We weren't sure about the internet where we're going to be, and so you'll see where since it's pre-recorded, you'll see some edits where things are spliced
choppy
together. But
and Teresa's a little pixelated, but you can hear her really well.
Yeah.
So
the audio's great.
We knew that the internet between us in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, which is where they are, is,
well, we were out in the
always
middle
a
of
little we were boondocking.
BLM
Yeah,
land,
you'll see
Forest
that
Service
we're
land. Yeah.
we're out in the middle of the forest.
No cows this time, but
No cows, but the same place from last
Yeah.
week. So anyway, so that is what we have to say to set it all up. So here we go.
Hey, welcome, Theresa Macy. Hi. Welcome to TVC Live.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. Thank you for having me. I was hoping we would be there in Colorado with you.
Yes, we were too.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Next time.
Where are you?
We are in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, at a place called Lake Van Skyver.
You have a background in wellness and entrepreneurship, right? So tell us a little bit about before you hit the road, what you did.
So for 25 or so years, I managed a dental office. So I was in very pigeonholed wellness, helping people through oral health problems. After 25 years in a dental office, that's about enough. So I was looking for another career. And because all wellness businesses have basically the same business model, but different services, I had to find a service that I love. Massage was a surprise to me, but that's where I started as a massage therapist when I left the dental office. And that just kept growing into all other types of alternative therapy. So from massage therapist to yoga teacher, yoga therapist, and coach, so that I could be less needed to be one-on-one with people and empower them in different types of techniques and practices to make wellness a part of their lifestyle.
So when you guys started to consider going on the road, how did you think about adapting that to being on the road?
It's really interesting because we went through, maybe like you did as well, many versions of what that was going to look like before we finally made the choice. And initially we would just come back home base and I would work for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and then we would go on little trips. So I stayed with a one location business. But as we started moving more and more often, my clients were like, well, what can you do for me while you're on the road? So virtual appointments were just a natural transition to stay connected to people who I was supporting and to really challenge me and them beyond being in a group yoga studio or being on my table. So I started coming up with different ways that I could support and serve, but didn't have to be in the same location. And that was Zooming before people Zoomed.
So kind of a coaching virtually, yeah?
Coaching, teaching, rolling classes for self-massage, teaching self-massage classes, helping people understand more efficient ways to stretch and to open up their bodies, manage their own pain points. So a whole variety, even meditation and breath work, to help manage stress and find a calm base.
So over this last year, with everything that did evolve and change, your business started to change, didn't it?
Oh, yes, very drastically. So I guess the change actually started last year when I left the first RVE and I met Danny from Simplify Business Systems. Her and I worked together for some time. With her guidance, I was able to gain some more clarity on what my business could look like, as well as identify areas that I needed to focus on, that needed to change, and she really pushed me to examine my inventory of knowledge and how to best bring that forward. And so we identified some of those very specific areas that needed growth and expansion to make a location independent business work.
So you mentioned RVE, and that's of course where we met you.
Yeah, RV Entrepreneur Summit.
Right, and that's where we met you in Guntersville.
Yes, and that first year we met so many friends, and the community part of it was very, very appealing because it allowed me to take a business that was very one-on-one oriented, that was pivoting into a virtual business, but also to reconnect and become a very strong part of a community. So we have traveled and met you along the road. We have met the Otts and the Pishners and a whole variety of other people that we met at the RVE by coordinating our travel plans to stay really connected to community. So it was an important part of something that I was already looking for.
Excellent.
Of course, this year that all changed, right? We all arrived at the RVE at the same time that COVID did.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of grateful for that because it's gotten me to where I am, but also because I really believe that COVID gave us all a clean slate. And so many people now are saying, I can't wait till it goes back to the way it was. But life doesn't work that way. You know, we can't go back to high school. We can't go back to college. We're never going back to that first job, and we're certainly not going back to the way life was. So it was a clean slate that gave us an option to be creative and collaborative and see where we were going to go next.
Yeah, it was really interesting this year's RV Entrepreneur Summit because we went into it being very intentional about who we wanted to connect with and stay near as far as our RVs. And then when COVID hit, the summit fell apart, but we all stayed.
Virtual.
Yeah, went virtual. Fell apart as far as a in-person thing, but went virtual. But we all stayed connected and grew our relationships. Almost not as a result of it, but just sort of a byproduct of it.
We all, I think, got to be much more tight, but also we learned to be a little bit more dependent on each other, which was an unusual thing in an RV community. I mean, we really were watching out for each other because it was such a weird time as far as the world was going. The rest of the community really kind of rallied, and we would help each other out. If somebody was going to the store, we'd get stuff for each other. We would,
Larry and I were also very intentional, as you were, with what we wanted to accomplish, who we wanted to talk to and connect with, but yet open to, see who else came into the circle. And we knew before we got there that Theresa and Brian Ott, a Fearless Venture, were great website designers. We had learned that the year before. And so that was something that was already slotted on a discussion we wanted to have there. And as a result of the time that we were spending, not only did they create this beautiful website and we became very close friends in the process, but they took a fair amount of time educating me about what it was that I needed from my website, which I had no idea. Theresa was adamant. It was about my content, not her design. And anytime I wanted to go off the rails and be all fancy, she'd reel me back in and say, no, Theresa. And so as a result, they empowered us for shifting into a much more virtual presence. So for that, we are really happy.
Yeah.
Well, you and I had a lot of conversations about building a business and adapting and changing it. But you had a really interesting, I think, take on that from a perspective of, to your point, really reaching out to people. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
So collaboration. What do a bunch of independent solopreneurs do when they're sitting around a campfire at night, right? Like you mentioned earlier, Deborah, we share ideas. We really, really learn to connect and support each other. But I think what was a really powerful influence in my evolution of my business while I was there was the idea that we created a mastermind group. So we went beyond sitting around the campfire and, brainstorming ideas. We became accountability coaches for each other. We became a sounding board for ideas and to get feedback. So we began our collaboration. I believe it was the very first meeting we had, but I'm not sure. But in the middle of the mastermind, I was telling you my ideas, and I said, I need an assistant. And lo and behold, the intention was set. And April, who is in our mastermind, April Pishna from Living a Stout Light, the universe just got her up from her chair, sent her across a campground, had her bang on my door and said, here I am. And so April has inspired me ever since. She has taken some of my work that is really easy to present in classrooms and one-on-one settings and made it content rich and exciting enough for a longer Zoom class, right? She Apriled it. She's a master of words and a passionate nature lover, and she takes my words when I speak and returns them in poetic stories of inspiration. So if you get an opportunity and you're watching, head on over to Integrated Natural Health and read some of her amazing and inspiring posts and or descriptions of the things I do. So first of all, I knew I wasn't a good writer. So when I got one, I was thrilled. In addition to what Theresa and Brian were doing in the creation of the website, April was helping me to populate it with clear stories, clear intentions, and well-written prose. Everybody there had roles to play in my evolution, and I am forever grateful. So April came knocking on the door, and the collaborations, of course, didn't end there, as you know.
Right. Yeah, because you mentioned the Otts earlier, so you collaborated with them on the website, and you also added another team member, yes. Jeremy.
And yes, and so Larry and I connected with Jeremy right away. Anybody who can be sitting around a campfire and break out into song or be so open, right, and make it fun and inspire others. He invited people over to his campsite every night. He's a connector, and it's really interesting because it wasn't until well into the time that we were there that I even knew his business was marketing.
Yes.
But once I did, one night sitting around the campfire, I was telling him my vision of empowered wellness and holistic wellness. I found out that Jeremy was also a yoga teacher, which I didn't know, so there was another yogi in the bunch. But he just started talking about my business in ways that nobody ever had before. So Jeremy joined the team, and with my marketing explorer as our marketing coach, and now as one of our partners.
So you were working with these guys, April and Jeremy in particular, and of course the Otts were helping you with the website, and the website got launched, and you're going along with Integrated Natural Health and adding some ideas to it. But then you did what we now always think of you when we hear it say the word, but you did another pivot. The Theresa word, pivot. So
be flexible.
Yeah. So you just recently relaunched, and tell us about that, because this then really I think is the crowning of collaboration.
One of the things I know that in our masterminds, and when people talk, pivot is now one of Theresa's synonyms, right? Is that we pivot. But I've walked, and I've been honored and privileged literally to have walked holistic wellness journeys with hundreds, if not thousands of people. I have taught massage therapists and yoga teachers and yoga therapists techniques that I've used in different types of trainings, how to set up the business model, how to do a massage. I mean, I have worked on both sides of the business, both as an educator and trainer, and standing side by side with people who are struggling from chronic pain, or athletes who are working hard not to get hurt, or people after they've had a knee or a hip replacement. So this journey, I'm honored and privileged, and they're all holistic. These journeys of being somebody's partner is all about pivoting. So although this is a new word in our vocabulary, in order to help somebody through that process, it's constantly pulling in information about what works for them and what doesn't work for them, what techniques their body responds to best, and what homework they're actually going to do and what they're going to put off to the side. It's a re-evaluation. It's like critical thinking. You're constantly gathering information, looking at it again and saying, this isn't working, let's let it sit on the side. For you or for the entire business, it doesn't matter. But in order to serve well, critical thinking and creativity are the foundation. And if we all stayed on the same plan, you wouldn't live full-time in an RV. I wouldn't live full-time in an RV. You wouldn't have a whole new business, right? So life, wellness, business, they're fluid, and they're constantly in a state of flux, change, and creativity. So yes, I've pivoted again, and I will pivot and I'll just keep right on doing it. In order to transform, we have to be willing to step outside that comfort zone.
Yes.
And we seek advisors for so many things. We seek accountants to help us with our money. We seek business coaches. Maybe you have a chiropractor and a yoga teacher, or a physical therapist, or a massage therapist, or a physician. But imagine the powerful impact they would have if they all collaborated and worked together on your plan. Right? If you weren't going to them all separately and independently. So people are willing to seek counsel and invest dollars in the things that they value.
Yeah, that was pretty
that's
impressive.
Just how we all.
That was pretty impressive to watch during the conference when we were all together. You were going one direction, but then as conditions changed, as the environment changed, you were willing to make an investment and roll with it and go another direction.
And adapt.
Adapt.
You know, there are subjects that are part of our conversations daily. What does healthcare look like? Well, you know, if we learn to empower people to be well, to understand what holistic wellness is, right? It's having a business that you love, not one that owns you. It's having enough time that you decide with your family. It's choosing how many hours you want to work and knowing that you're in control of your income, right? There's managing stress and managing the physicality of this. Pivoting is a way of life. The audience for TVC are RVers, full-time or part-time. Their life is about our lives. They're about change and moving and exploring and expanding and creating the life that we want to live, or else we'd all still be in sticks and bricks.
That's right. Exactly.
Yep.
Well said.
So after all this adapting and thinking, you now have integrated natural health. You want to give just a real short synopsis for folks so they understand what it is and they know what they can look to you for?
Yeah. If you want to redefine what balance and wellness looks like to you, if you want to begin to identify the parts of your life that are in balance and that you love, and the parts of your life that might still be holding you back or that you need a little bit of guidance through, we're here to walk that journey with you. We have a plethora of tools and a list of wellness professionals that we are collaborating with in all walks of life, from business coaching to getting over your hip replacement. And I know that when we've talked in the past, especially in our masterminds, I've been encouraged to choose one thing. So I'm just here to let people know holistic wellness is one thing. Just because life is filled with different types of experiences, some that come from family or business or travel, these are all different components of holistic. And one of my favorite teachers told me, if you deny any part of yourself or your life, it is impossible to be whole. And so we are here to walk those journeys with people, to help them redefine what balance and wellness is based on their version of it. We co-create. We're not here to pigeonhole anybody into some written out plan that you're going to find on a website. We want to talk and connect and serve and walk the journey with you as coaches, holding you accountable, and maybe just being there one day to say, we have a whole community of people who fill in the things that we don't know. We want to build community in the same way that TVC is building community. We want to connect, we want to collaborate, and we want to take the world that we have and look at the clean slate that we have been offered and do something outstanding with it. And I, for one, don't want to go back. I only want to move forward.
Beautifully said.
So,
Really
well said,
nicely.
well said.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're right. We all have an opportunity. Every day is an opportunity, every minute, to just make a change and do something.
Yep.
Do something better. Well, Theresa, it's been wonderful to see
Yeah,
you and
so
talk
great
with
to
you
see you.
again.
I am so glad you to be able to be here on TVC and to be a really fun and active part of the community. I'm loving following your adventures.
Thank
And,
you.
Thank you.
And I'm looking at being parked next to you so I can borrow a cup of sugar or something.
I know. I'm looking forward to that as well again. Yes, absolutely.
Hopefully we can make that happen soon.
Yes. So give Santa Larry and Puppy Siva a big hug for us. And we will talk to both of you, all of you, soon.
Yes.
Much
Take-
love.
Yes. Virtual.
Much love.
Bye-bye.
This is the yogi hug. Wrap your hands around and, hug it out. Peace, man.
Peace.
Bye.
Namaste.
All right, we are back. That is how you can reach Theresa, her website and Facebook page. We'll have that information in the comments below. Welcome back to live.
Yay.
Yeah, that
Yay.
is so cool.
Yes.
She's an amazing person.
She is. She makes me really think. She really helps me, I think, in so many ways. Think in new ways, stretching me, body and
Mental,
mind.
yeah,
Yes.
mental as well as
I've taken her yoga class, and so you definitely stretch through that.
I've watched her yoga class.
Yes, that's as far as Barry will get. But it definitely gets you to thinking. And I love the idea of getting out of your comfort zone. I think a lot of us, I'll be really honest, I think, in fact, our kids one time said this to me about getting out of my comfort zone. I said, I live in an RV. I've gotten out of my comfort zone.
That's right.
But you know what?
But you can,
after 2 years, this is kind of the comfort zone now.
You can slip. I mean, there
Yeah.
are times where we'll spend all day just sitting in here getting
Right.
work done, and it's just easy to
Easy
stay in
to
the rig.
say. Yep.
Yep.
So, and then it is a thought of, okay, well, what can we do now that stretches it? That's one of the things we're absolutely thinking about with TVC. What can we do next with it and take it so it might get a little bit out of its comfort zone, so to speak, but add new elements that hopefully will help it grow and grow the community. And we are, and this idea of collaboration is one that you and I think about a lot.
Yes.
We talk with a lot of people and try to build on collaboration, and a lot of what we have to think forward for TVC will be dependent upon collaboration, because we really can't do all this ourselves.
No.
I saw Liz came on, and so Liz can back up. This is really more than a one-person show.
Yeah.
And
it takes
a
partners.
lot, yeah.
It takes people that are committed to it, and we're grateful that you're here
Mm-hmm.
and being part of that experience with us. And we've asked you before, and we'll continue asking, what can we do to make this
Mm-hmm.
a more important part of your life and help you throughout your RV lifestyle, whether you're a dreamer or you're a full-timer or somewhere in between, then let us know what we can do to help you.
Yep.
How can
and
we
build that
support
community, because as you've heard us say, we think that one of the biggest pain points, so to speak, of RV life is isolation. So we really hope that this can be people's building of community and helping come together, and maybe even providing some accountability for each other, support. You heard Theresa mention a mastermind.
Yes.
We're in a mastermind with Theresa and several other people. And so tell us if you're in a mastermind, and if you're not, if that kind of thing interests you, because that's one of the things we've talked about. Could we do something, help people create masterminds through TVC? So that might be something that if people need more support, and it doesn't have to always be about a business either. I mean, some masterminds are more about personal growth and goals and how you can grow. So we can absolutely do all that.
Yeah, and a mastermind, for those that aren't familiar, is just really a group of accountability partners. But the mastermind is a little bit more of a structured approach. You decide as a group what you want your mastermind to be about. And then you hold weekly, or we do ours every 2 weeks or monthly, whatever your jam is, and hold that meeting sort of in a formal way. So
everybody has to present.
Everyone knows what's expected of them, and you're held accountable for what you want to try to accomplish next week.
Mm-hmm.
Like Deb mentioned, that could be about business. It could be about reading books. It could be whatever. So if you do have questions about Mastermind or curious, then let us know. We'll be glad to help you.
It's kind of like having built-in accountability partners to a large extent, and you in your group can decide what that accountability is for. Yep.
And it's not, on the business side of things, it's not necessarily networking. It's not like a Business Network International or whatever, but that organically grows out of a mastermind, and it certainly has for us. As Theresa has mentioned, several of the people that are involved in Integrated Natural Health as her partners are out of that mastermind, and so it's been really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So so you mentioned, Theresa mentioned, and we talked about Integrated Natural Health. So Jeremy Bromwell, who's on the chat, and April Pishna, and Larry and Theresa Macy now are doing Integrated Natural Health, and they are standing by ready to help people with really anything that you think defines wellness. And as we continue to learn more about wellness and integrated health, we know that it is a lot more than just the body weight or body movement. It is, a lot of it is mental, as I think Belinda mentioned as well. It is attitude and how you live your life, and what constitutes fun for you.
Yeah.
So because the more fun you have, the more you enjoy life. So absolutely. Yes, Mark Berry does help us conduct. He is what we call the grand poobah of our mastermind. He is.
It's in title only, Mark. It's in title only.
But we absolutely can help if somebody's interested in a mastermind. We can help you find out how to do more. And like I said, one of the things we talked about doing is reaching out to the virtual campground groups and finding out if there are other people interested in masterminds and helping maybe do some matchmaking and coordinating. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, other things. Yes, Joanne, I know you're way out of your comfort zone, but you're going to get there. But it is, I think it's a big transition to move into a full-time RV, as the people on here can tell you that are full-time RVers. Mm-hmm. It is a huge transition, but once you kind of get past the couple of initials. I wouldn't say it's always smooth.
No, it does smooth out.
It smooths out. Yeah. Yes. But there's always something fun to learn.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh my
but
God.
then that's why you do it, right?
Yeah, it's never ending from a learning perspective. Mm-hmm. But those first few months, we learned a lot, and it smoothed out.
Yes, it did.
A little bit. It's not peachy all the time,
but it's fun.
Yeah.
And speaking of fun.
Oh,
I have a game.
Oh my gosh.
We haven't played a game in a while, so I thought we would play a game. Yes, honored title, Grand Poobah. he doesn't make me call him that here in the rig by myself.
Oh, that's a good idea.
No.
That's a good idea.
No.
Let me know in the
was wrong.
chat if you think I should make her do that.
We can add titles underneath our names there. Grand Poobah and his wife.
Yeah, I'll work on that for next time.
Yeah, we'll work on that. So at any rate, she says, not meaning it. Wanted to play a game. We've been talking about collaboration, so I thought it'd be fun to play a game about collaborations.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. So who wants to play? So these are all famous collaborations, and we have to remember to let you answer the questions because you have a delay. And so we will show you a question, and then you guys can answer it in the chat. Yeah, we didn't give him a fez hat, Charlie, and Johnny. I'm not allowed to say what I call him on the air. So it depends on the mood and the day.
That's funny.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Okay, famous collaborations. What's the first one?
First one. What animated duo were named after a Yuletide cocktail drink and a British term meaning rambunctious youth?
When I found this one, I assumed Larry would get it right away, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be curious.
A Yuletide cocktail drink
Mhm.
and a British term meaning I have no idea.
And I got to tell you, it's old. So
So
old
it's pretty
time
obscure.
Yuletide. It's not eggnog.
So that's
yeah.
why you thought Larry would get it?
Not that it was old. No, but obscure, yes. Larry knows things like what a British term for rambunctious youth is.
That's true. Larry's Dr. Reverend Larry is pretty smart.
Dr. Reverend Larry. Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Nope, not Rocky and Bullwinkle. Good guess. Tom and Jerry. Mark got it. Very good.
Very good.
Yes,
Wow.
and I added in because I knew somebody had asked me about this Yuletime drink. So it is essentially eggnog with brandy added in alongside the rum. So I guess it's a really, so Tom and Jerry, never heard of it before.
No.
No.
I mean, I've heard of Tom and Jerry before,
Well,
but
yeah,
not
the drink.
Not a drink.
Or that it was a term for rambunctious youth.
Yeah.
I know.
No, that was
kind
a
of
tough
fun.
one. Tough one.
What song brought together? So we're looking for a song here. Bonus points if you get the actual duo's name. So what song brought together an unlikely duo? A rapper and a country father who likes to boot scoot.
Country Father. By Country Father,
Mm-hmm.
this is a
Like country and western.
country and western singer father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who has a daughter.
Well, you know that he has a daughter. That's not in there. Mark's one smart fellow. That's right. Uriah Heep. What is Uriah Heep? that is somebody from Charles Dickens. That's a character.
Uriah Heep is the name of a band from the 60s, I think.
Well, this is a
50s.
character in
Oh,
Charles
is it?
Dickens.
Oh, well,
Yes.
your reference point's different than mine
Uh-huh.
and Larry's. Let's see.
Theresa Hager says, "Yep, Tom and Jerry got it right." Okay. What song brought together an unlikely duo, a rapper and a country father who likes to boot scoot? There you go, Charlie.
Oh,
Old
my
Town
gosh,
Road, Billy
yes.
Ray, and Little Nas.
Wow.
They look like they go together, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They look like they enjoy them. Yeah. Enjoy themselves.
So, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Next up.
After a camping trip with which two men did the idea of a national park system begin? So these two guys went on a camping trip, and during that camping trip they said, we should start a national park system. All right.
Mm-hmm. One of them is a naturalist, and one of them is more political. And so the naturalist invited the political part one on the camping trip.
Bill Clinton and the natural, but Yule Gibbons.
Yule Gibbons. You used that reference the other day and nobody
I
knew
did.
what it was. So, yeah.
It goes to show how old I am. Larry got it, though.
Larry
and I,
know, yes, but yes.
age-wise, we're like this. All right. Anyone have a guess for two men that came up with the idea to start the national park system?
Hey, Joanne, I just want to say, if you need some help, reach out to me on email, and we'll get on the call, even if it's just for me to just talk to you.
Yeah.
John Muir, good, got half of it, and Johnny got Teddy Roosevelt. That's exactly
Oh, my
it.
gosh.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right.
John Muir invited Teddy Roosevelt out to the Yosemite area for a camping trip, and they decided that they needed to start preserving some of the land. John Belushi, yes,
Mark,
that's it.
Mark, I think we're going to have to exclude you from any...
He got the first one right. All right. What two childhood friends have brought us Dairy Joy since 1978?
Is that a misspelling? Dairy Joy?
No, Dairy Joy.
Dairy Joy.
dairy.
All right, so these are
Like
milk,
from cows.
milk producers.
Yes.
All right, let's see. What
Childhood friends.
Brothers Dairy Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Since 1978.
Yes. I didn't realize they were childhood friends.
I didn't either.
And there was something else I didn't realize, and now I've forgotten what it was. One of them has a, there was a reason they became this.
Baskin and Robbins.
Not Baskin Robbins.
No, that's a good one. Jeremy.
Whitney, you're on a mission from God because you're married to Mark. I'm confused.
Johnny
Right?
Lightning got it. Jeremy got
Ben
it.
and
Jeremy
Jerry.
was
Very
first.
good.
Danny
Very
got
good.
it. Yay.
Yay.
All
Ben and
right.
Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's.
National Ice Cream of America, I think.
Red, white, and blueberry?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What?
Red, white, and blueberry ice cream?
Yeah, it's got strawberries and vanilla ice cream and blueberries in it. What's so
No,
hard?
I don't think so. Which famous trio overcame He Who Shall Not Be Named?
This is a gimme.
Now, yeah, well, it's a gimme, but I don't know. It's, not everybody's a fan of this.
Series.
Yeah, this
Okay, well
this
then I put
movie
it in
series.
for my kids. Then. Me and my kids.
Yeah.
Because we are. It's not Sunday. I think ice cream is only on Sundays for Greg Kemper. So.
I'm seeing answers in chat
Oh,
before the
no.
question. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
You get thousands of
Yeah.
internet points, Johnny.
well,
Thousands.
1,000 for each correct answer.
Yeah. So, and I hope you're keeping tally. You're welcome, Joanne.
Hermione, Harry, and Ron.
Very good.
Danny has kids.
Danny has kids. She's probably seen all these movies at least one time, right, Danny?
Jeremy got it as well. All right, so each of you get 1,000 internet points. And next time you're at Hogwarts, you get to pick out a wand. No, that was not at Hogwarts. That was
Universal Studios.
no, but where Diagon Alley.
Ollivander's wand
All right.
store. Yes.
What is this one?
Okay. This is for the bonus, the big points. This is the big climactic.
2,000
2,000
internet points.
What amazing duo showed us that living full-time and working full-time in an RV is possible?
Oh, this is so easy. Oh my God, Jeremy already got it.
That's
Holy
right,
smokes.
Jeremy.
Wow.
Heath and Alyssa Pageant, our guest next week.
Yes.
You like how I did that?
So clever.
Yes.
So Jeremy gets 2,000 points, and Whitney, you came in second, but we're going to give you 1,500 points. Forever Best Friend, you get 1,000 points. Okay, I'm going to stop there.
Danny, you grew up with them. Okay, that's right. You're so much younger than me. Your kids think you're too old. That's funny.
All right.
That's
Well, that's a fun game.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. Did y'all think that was fun? Do you like those kind of games? Let us know if you like those games. So, I think that's kind of it.
Wow.
Except to tell people, oh, look at that. We're right on time.
Yeah.
To tell people that next week, Heath and Alyssa will be joining us, and we're really excited to talk to them. They've had some exciting news this last month.
Very exciting news. You will definitely want to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we're the first ones to talk to them. We're the first ones we've talked to.
Yeah.
Or seen talk
As
them
far
talk
as we're
to.
concerned,
Yes.
we're the first ones.
That's right. We should keep tabs of all these internet points you guys get on all these games, and at some point at the end of the year have an actual prize. That would be good. At any rate, so Heath and Liz will be here, and we're excited to talk to them about their years. Truly, they're the first couple we really gotten to know well that had started out with this full-time thing, and of course they're much younger than we are.
Yeah, much younger.
And really, this is about the only life. They've each worked, I think, 1 year in the real world, and then this is what they've been doing since. So it's an interesting,
pretty
it'll
cool
be an interesting
story.
take from them.
Yeah, pretty cool story.
I know, Jeremy. I'm gonna have to go back through the shows.
Yeah.
Get a leaderboard.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, but before we go there, we are playing you out with. So we went last month. We were in Wyoming, Grand Tetons, Yellowstone, and but we also did some things outside of those two parks. So we've got a few photos from our other Wyoming adventures. We'll play you out with that. And anything else you can think of?
So Heath and Liz is next week, and then the week after that we have Technomania, because we get so many questions about internet connectivity on the road. So we're going to have them in.
Yeah, they are amazing. If you are not familiar with Technomania, look them up. They have a great Facebook page, but their website is amazing. You become a VIP member of some sort there and get tons. Well, they have tons of free information. If you're interested in any sort of internet technology communication while you're on the road, they are incredible, them and their staff, and they're going to pop on, answer a few questions, and join us in 2 weeks. That'll be a lot of fun. Well, for us technical folks.
Yes.
Yeah, Belinda, glad you were here tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for joining us, and appreciate everybody's great comments. We love watching the chat. That's our favorite part of doing this. So with that, we will look forward to seeing you around the campfire. We are going to go have a phone call with our sons because we have a new Boilermaker.
Yeah, Purdue Boilermaker. I don't know.
Got into grad school.
What the chant is for that.
I don't know. We'll have to work on that.
But remember, if you are new here, remember subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified of new YouTube videos we put out, and spread the word about the community. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes. Bye-bye. Have a great week. Be safe.
Thanks for watching the Virtual Campground Live.
Join us next week when we talk with Heath and Alyssa. Join us next week when we talk with Heath and Alyssa.
Until then, we look forward to seeing you in the virtual campground.